Hi guys, it's Miss Ellen from Hopes, and I'm here with
Jaden.
How's everybody feeling today? How about you, kiddo?
Feeling exhausted. I've had a very long day.
Already? Oh, yeah. I'm not digging those days where I wake up. And it's so funny, I said that to somebody yesterday. That I'm retired. But anyway, we're going to continue with our series. And this one is, but why can't I? And I think we've all felt like this, maybe a lot, on a lot of different days. So let's see what happens here. I really like this book series because I feel like it ties in how our feelings and emotions are tied to our actions, right? So, Jenny came to look after Noah and his sister Rosie. So she's the babysitter. Mom told them the rules. They had to go to bed at 7 o'clock. Some people think that's a little early. Some people think it's late. They had to listen to Jenny, right? They had to follow rules. But Noah said rules were silly. So it sounds like Noah has got an issue with the rules already.
Jenny took them to a park. They had to cross a road. Jenny said that there were rules for crossing roads. They had to stop, look, and listen.
Right? And I think we're familiar with these rules, or hopefully we are, right? And we'll talk about why, right? So I know you guys do the stopping when you go across the street to go to the parks. But Noah didn't stop, look, and listen. He nearly ran into the road. Jenny said rules can keep people safe. And look at her. She looks like she had to grab them to keep them safe. And we don't ever want to grab somebody, but we need to keep everybody safe, which is why we have that rule.
Later on, Jenny got out a game. She told them the rules. They had to take turns rolling the dice.
Well, that seems fair, right? Does it look like they're taking turns there?
Not really.
Right? And that looks like a fun game, too. But Noah didn't listen. He didn't take turns. No one could play because he didn't want to share, so nobody had to play with it. So you know what happened? Jenny had to put the game away. That's what we call a consequence. So something happens if you do something, and something happens as a result. She said rules make playing games fair, right? Because everybody likes to be treated fairly. Nobody likes to be treated poorly.
Then Jenny said it was 7 o'clock. It was time for bed. But Noah didn't want to go to bed. He wanted to stay up late. But why can't I? He moaned. Jenny said that he needed his sleep. She said people need sleep to keep fit and healthy.
Which is totally true. We talk about this a lot. Sleep helps your brain. It washes your brain overnight. So you wake up feeling better, and it helps your body and your mind as well. We kind of argue about this one quite a bit. But Noah didn't listen. He stayed up late. He got tired and grumpy.
Worst combination.
Yeah. Look at him. So it sounds like he should have listened. Jenny's checking in, and he looks like he's going to have a moment there.
Then Jenny told him that she had to follow rules too. She told him she worked in a store. The store had lots of customers. It was a great place to work.
I worked in stores when I was a kid too. Thank you. But she had to follow rules, right? She had to follow the rules. She had to look nice for work. That was one of the rules. And she had to get to work on time too, right? So she couldn't be late. She had to be on time. So look at that. She's getting all dressed up, and she's opening the gates to the store, right? And adults have rules too. It's not just for kids.
But one day, Jenny was late for work. The customers could not get into the store. Everyone was angry. Jenny nearly lost her job. She was never late again.
So it sounds like there's a consequence. She got in trouble for being late, but it taught her a lesson.
Yes.
Noah was really tired now. He yawned and yawned. Ooh, excuse me. Noah got under the blanket, and he said rules weren't silly at all. And look at how peaceful he looks here now, right?
Yeah.
So do we have a little...
story.
Okay, so let's see what happens here.
So, in box number 1, it looks like, let's say Emma dropped her can when there's a recycling bin over there. And so she's littering, and that's bad. So then in number 2, it looks like a skater tripped over the can that she fell over the can that she dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this one, it looks like she feels bad and she's trying to help him. So then in the last one, it looks like she understands and she learned a lesson and put it in the recycling bin.
So there are a couple things going on there. What do you think about this overall?
I think that, well, she did something bad and then there was a consequence for the other person.
Yeah. So
it wasn't really fair.
The rule one, there's a rule to recycle, right? And recycling, reuse, recycle, reduce, right?
Yeah, and then if she had followed the rules, then everyone would have been happier.
She would be helping the environment and she would be keeping everybody safe. And nobody likes garbage outside, right? Or anywhere really lying around. She would have kept him safe. Right. And the other guy gets mad too, right? Like, how would you feel if you tripped, right? So I agree. So I think those are all things to think about. What do you think the whole point of the book was?
Was to say that there are rules and we have to follow them in order to keep people safe. And we might think that they're silly or that they don't matter, but like, if you don't follow the rules, it could end up hurting someone else.
For sure. True. Totally true. I agree. And like, have you ever had a babysitter?
Yeah.
Do you always follow the rules with the babysitter?
No.
And and thank you for being honest. And what happens when you don't follow the rules with the babysitter?
Well, then I end up getting really tired and like grumpy and then the next morning.
And what happens the next day?
I get really tired and grumpy and then I'm not in a good mood.
And then you probably we probably have a little thing and get in trouble,
exactly.
right? So like you guys, we all have rules at school, right? So we are typically, the usual ones are we use walking feet inside. And why would we have a rule like we use walking feet?
Because if you trip, then you're really going to hurt yourself and you could trip on someone else too, so then they get hurt too.
Yeah, so the rules are for a reason. Why would we use kind words? That's another rule that we often have.
Because it could hurt other people's feelings.
Yeah, right? And right, we want to treat other people like we want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be somebody say mean stuff to you?
No.
Do you want somebody like running into you and tripping you?
No.
Or accidentally falling on you? No. I know one of our rules at home is inside voices. And I know somebody who breaks that rule. And I always say yelling is not a great idea. It doesn't work. And it makes both people feel bad. And that's one of our rules for a reason, because we don't want anybody to feel bad. And then, like you guys know, I mess up a lot. And then I have to apologize a lot. Don't have to. But it hurts your feelings. And I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. So remember, there are rules for a reason. We need to treat everybody with respect. That's another reason we use kind words, right? Again, that means treat somebody like you'd want to be treated. So be nice to them. Let's share, let's help each other, and those are all really important things. But rules are there for a reason, to help each other and keep all of us safe. Yeah. So think about that when you hear a rule that you don't like. We might not always agree with them, but they're there for a reason. So think, and stay well, and keep us posted with what's going on. Thanks.